Hello, lovely people. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Nana's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making goat meat lice soup. A punchy cracker. To prepare the goat meat lice soup, here are the ingredients I'll be using today. I've got here diced goat meat, which has been cleaned and ready to use. I've got some ginger, 3 cloves of garlic. I've got 2 seasoning cubes, 2 medium-sized Scotch Bonnet, 2 medium-sized tomatoes. These are fresh ones. I've got 3 medium to large-sized onions, and I've also got some Shito or green chilies to flavor the soup, and then some tomato paste. Let's start cooking. I have diced one of the onion, the ginger, and the garlic, and I'm going to blend it all and use it as base for the I'm just adding some salt to the meat and 1 of the seasoning cubes, and then the blended mixture of the ginger, garlic, and onion. I'm also adding a little bit of water in the jug and then adding that into it. So I'm going to mix it all together and then start cooking. Now this is the saltiest part of your soup, so make sure you've got enough seasoning and enough salt to go into the meat. You don't want your meat to be tasteless. At this point, I'm just going to put the fire on and then start cooking the meat. Now the meat has been cooking for about 2 minutes, so I'm just going to check it out and just give it a little stir to make sure there's enough water in there to cook it. That is perfect, so I'm just going to cover it again and allow it to cook for another 3 to 5 minutes. So now, meat has been cooking all together for about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to check on it. And at this point, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the tomato puree. And then I'm going to stir it all together, and then I will cover it. So it's been about 7 minutes since I added the tomato puree. So I'm just going to check on that. And as you can see, it has cooked down. So just give it a stir. I'm just going to cover it and allow it to cook for another 2 minutes. So I'm just going to check it again, and at this point the meat should have taken on the flavor of the ginger, the garlic, the seasoning cube, and the salt. And this should be the saltiest part of your cooking. So at this point I'm just going to add a glass of water. And I'm going to add the vegetables as well so that they can cook in this. So I drop in the onions, the 2 onions, and then the 2 tomatoes, and the 2 Scotch Bonnet. I'll let them cook in the mixture and the soup for just about 5 minutes. It should be done cooking, and then I can blend them. Vegetables have been cooking in the soup for about 5 to 7 minutes. So at this point, I'm just going to check if they are cooked. And yes, they are cooked. So I'm just going to remove them, and I will blend them and bring them back to the soup. So just take that out. just going to add the blended vegetables back into the soup. And I'll also add some water as well. So I've added the water as well, and I like the consistency. I don't want it very thick, so this consistency is good for me, so I won't add any more water. At this point, I'm also going to add the seasoning cube one that is left. I'll add it to it. The soup will cook down a little bit as well, so you can wait a little bit before you add any extra salt, just so you don't make your salt too much. I'm now going to add the purple shito to the soup as well, and this is just for flavor. I like the flavor that it gives to the soup, so I just add it here. It's not too chilly, it's just for the flavor. And in place of this purple shito, if you can't find it, if you live abroad, you can use habanero pepper as well. It's also good for this. So I'm going to cover the soup and allow it to cook. The soup will need to cook for about 15 minutes, and it should be done by that time because the meat is already tender. I'm just going to cover it and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, but do check intermittently to see how it's doing. The soup has now been cooking for an additional 15 minutes. So I'm just going to check for seasoning. So yummy, so yummy. And the seasoning is actually okay. I don't need to add any salt to it. So that is done. I'm just going to switch it off and then I will serve it. Just look at that. Look at that deliciousness in a pot. And while you're here, just click onto my next videos and watch. Please subscribe. See you soon.